Well, this has afforded me a chance to mop my room, which I haven't done since we moved in.
Right. Well, you have a giant bed. Well, used to.
Used to have a giant bed. Yeah. It was a nice bed. It's actually the most expensive thing I've ever owned.
Yeah. It's certainly the most expensive bed ever made.
Ever made?
Yeah.
Ever on the market. It was the nicest thing I owned by a country
Sleep
mile.
number, Tempur-Pedic sleep number.
It's Sleep Number. Well, not Tempur-Pedic, just a Sleep Number.
No.
Different brand.
Oh, I thought Tempur-Pedic was the
I don't think so, no. But anyway, it doesn't matter because it's fucked now. It's all fucked up now.
No, well, you want to start? You want to explain what happened?
Well, all right. So it all started Saturday morning. Saturday morning, I come home. Didn't stay the night here. Not to brag.
Pretty cool.
Not to brag. Cool guy alert. Cool guy alert. Kind of stayed over.
What was he up to?
yeah. Had a great night at Daryl's house, and he pounded my asshole. And I come back here in the morning. And well, you know what happened actually? I didn't even look. I tossed my phone on my bed.
Yeah.
And then I went and took a shower.
Right.
And then I came back and I picked my phone up. The back of it was soaking wet.
Yeah, and I was in my room, and I heard you go, "What the fuck?"
I looked at my bed and I touched everywhere on my bed was soaking wet.
Yeah.
My comforter. I had 3 copies of the Wall Street Journal. Stories we'll never know about. They were soaked all the way
So
through.
if these stories are a little bland, that's
They're a little
why.
bland. We had slim pickings this week.
Yeah.
And so I pulled the sheets off. I mean, they're all soaked all the way through. The mattress is soaking wet.
Yeah.
I reached down underneath the mattress. The bottom of it soaking wet.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All the pillows, everything, the whole thing. I look up, the light fixture in my room is dripping.
Yeah.
Just a drop at a time.
It's like a glass light fixture. It's filled to the brim with water.
With water and gunk and bullshit.
Yeah, and gunk.
And so, but of course, I texted the super here, and I go,
He's an idiot.
He's a fucking idiot. He barely speaks English.
Dumbass and a pig.
That's not why he's an idiot.
No,
but
he's white.
he's white.
Yeah, he's
but he's
white.
like Eastern European,
right?
or?
But I do the accent, and people think I'm being racist, but I'm not.
Yeah, right.
You have to specify that he's
right.
white.
You're being xenophobic, but you're not being racist.
Well, if he wasn't a fucking moron,
yeah, exactly.
Fucking dirty pig.
He is a dirty pig moron. So I texted him. He's never responded to a single text I've ever sent him.
No.
So I had to leave. I had this thing I couldn't get out of during the day.
Right.
And I put a bucket on the bed.
Yeah.
And I tell Trent, keep an eye on it.
I go keep an eye on it.
Keep an eye on the drip. I gotta go. So
Yeah.
I leave.
I go, don't worry, Joe. I'll take care of it. You can trust me.
Yeah. You wanna take
So
over?
I'll take it from here because you were gone.
It was gone.
So I call the super again. I do my due diligence.
Yeah, it was very nice of you.
I call the super. I send the super a text. I call the building management office. They don't answer. They're closed.
Yeah.
And their mailbox is full. Mm-hmm. They have an emergency number in the lobby
that I also tried calling.
That says, in case of emergency, call.
Right.
It goes straight to voicemail.
Straight to voicemail.
There's also a number that says call 311. Now, this by law.
Law.
By the good grace of
Federal law.
Yeah. They have to put this up. Every apartment has to put this up. I'm sure these assholes
don't want it up.
They don't want it up. But it says by law, call 311 to report water leaks and
Electrical, whatever.
Yeah. So I call 311. They're very helpful. Because they exist because every landlord and every super is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So they go, yeah, you should probably call the fire department because since it's leaking through
It's leaking through a light fixture, like a
ceiling light.
Water's covering up a light bulb.
Yeah.
I felt like if I turned on the lights, it would explode and blow up.
So
Like it'd be.
I go, yeah, I kind of figured that, but I've never called 911. It scares me.
Oh, you gotta try.
Yeah, I know.
You never did as a kid on Ag just to
No.
find out what happens?
No.
Oh, I did. I did a couple times.
I was afraid of talking on the phone. But anyway, no. So they transfer me to the fire department. Mm-hmm. And they speak first. They go, hey, I'm from 311. Here's what's going on.
You go, hey, it's Lou.
Yeah. And then they go, all right, now you speak. I go, all right, my address. And then I tell them what's going on. They send the fire department. Fire department rolls up. Big fire truck.
You love to see a big fire truck.
Yeah, they had the uniform on. They had the guy at an axe.
Now, tell me this. Was there a Dalmatian that came?
No, I didn't see a Dalmatian.
You'd like the Dalmatian.
You'd like to get the full effect.
You'd like to get the full Dalmatian.
But the guy did have an axe.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
Axe, nice.
Yeah, so I let him in.
Did they have the suspenders on?
Well, they had the jackets.
Okay, that's
the
good.
jackets and the hat.
Yeah.
And so I let him in, and I go, here's what's happening. And I assume anytime there's an emergency or something, the building management or whoever gets an alert.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
They get.
Yeah. So as soon as the fire department walks,
He gets a text he can't ignore.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as the fire department walks in, the other side of the building, in walks the super.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm showing the fire department what's going on, and the super walks in. And he goes, "Why you call fire department?"
This is the accent.
This is the accent. And to make it clear, the guy is white.
He is white.
Yeah.
There's a tinge of I don't know. Something's off.
I think he just sits out in the fucking sun all day like a retard. But anyway, so he goes, "Why you call fire department?" And then one of the firemen goes, "Don't worry about that."
Yeah.
So they're
Look at the ceiling.
Yeah, look at the ceiling. So they're on my side, which felt good.
It feels good to have the fire department behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he looks and he's like saying stuff, and they turn this breaker off, the fireman, and he goes,
Yeah.
"Hey, don't turn the breaker back on until they fix this."
Which, by the way, the breaker that they turned off
Yeah.
was just for the back electrical on my wall.
Oh, really?
The light still went on.
Oh well.
So the fire department didn't really.
Well, I mean, they probably have it labeled wrong on here. It's probably
it's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
So they do that, and I go, okay. So they leave, and then it's just me and the super Mike.
Yeah.
And I go, so what are you gonna do about this? And he goes, "Don't try to be big boss, man." I go, "I am the boss."
Let's go. Let's go, dude. Trent the boss. Trent's new nickname is the boss.
I'm the glue, and I'm the boss.
He used to be the glue. Now he's the boss.
I'm the boss. Call me the boss. Move over, Bruce.
There's a new boss in town.
So I go, "I am the boss." He goes, "No, I work for company." I go, "I pay the company that pays you." So then he goes, "I go upstairs."
Yeah.
He loses.
Fucks off.
Yeah. He
fucks off.
comes back. He goes, "Floor dry. Neighbors upstairs dry. Complete dry." I go, "I don't care.
You're like, you should be shot in the head.
It
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything to me."
It's insane. So he says we'll come back Monday. Today's recording this on Monday. He
Yeah.
comes back today.
Yeah.
And they go upstairs, they chop into the fucking ceiling in the hallway, because it leaked into the hallway light fixture too.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it's still filled up with water.
Right.
They never really did anything about that. Seems like a hazard.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he goes, "Good news." He did tell me at one point, he goes, "Good news, the pipe, it's not fix up, it's from the drain and they fix it." And I go, I don't give a fuck. I'm out of bed.
Right.
I'm literally out a whole bed.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that. And he goes, "They won't have leak no more." And I go, again, I'm missing an entire bed.
Right.
And I call the company today, the leasing company,
Yeah.
and I tell them what happened. They go, "Oh, yeah. You got to put all this in an email."
Yeah.
We want the email. Sure. They go, "No, I hear you telling me all this,
Right.
but that's no good."
No, because we actually want the email that we can ignore.
Yeah, because when words go into my ears, they disappear.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we wanted an email that way we can ignore it. But when you're on the phone, it's
hard to
impossible to ignore
ignore.
you. So I sent an email
Yeah.
that explained everything that happened, all the damage of mine, my
Right.
bed and everything. And of course, they have not emailed me back.
Yeah.
But baby, that rent is on freeze. The auto pay is not going out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And this is the echo chamber squatter era. Officially, we are now squatters.
We are officially squatters.
I've always wondered what it would be like to be a squatter in New
Yeah.
York, and we're about to find out, because I'm not paying them a single fucking dime until something happens.
Absolutely not.
I'm sleeping on a broken futon coming out of this bed. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. Yeah, we're squatters. We're pro. This is a pro squatter podcast.
Pro squatters. Yeah, we're pro Israel. We're pro squatters. And that's kind of what you're in for. No, I'm just kidding.
So strap the fuck in.
So strap the fuck in. Well, anyway, we had to get that rant out of the way, because that's what we've been dealing with here for the last 2 years. 2 days, rather.
2 days.
It feels like 2 years.
Feels like 2 years.
Yeah, so I'm fucking sleeping on the floor at the foot of Trent's bed like a dog. and we're squatting now, baby.
Yeah,
We're
pro
full on
squatting pod.
That's right, the squatty pod.
Squatty pod. Well, do you want to explain, besides this being a pro squatting podcast, what exactly the podcast is?
Well, there's more to this podcast than us ranting about my bed that's now fucked. This is the Echo Chamber podcast, the only podcast where two comedians read the Wall Street Journal because one of us gets it for free from work. And we'll never say who. Trent,
We'll never tell.
give us a little rundown. What are we going to be hearing today on the pod?
Well, Joe, the 2014 winner of the Boston Marathon is still waiting for her prize money.
Wait, isn't that the year that it got like pop?
No, I think that no.
Really? I feel like it's close.
I
could be off by
still
10
in,
years.
I was still in school when that happened. I was out of school after that, so that was probably 2010.
So just 2014, they don't have any prize money.
Well, we'll get into why.
Okay, interesting. Well, we've heard about Disney adults before on this podcast, Trent, but there's a new breed of Disney adults. Those who fly to Disney World and back in one day. There's a new... So they're making day trips to Disney World
Oh, good.
to save about $160.
What do they get? They ride one ride? What do they get? The express pass.
They sprint through the whole thing.
Jesus Christ!
And then they fly
that
back.
sounds like a load of fun.
They fly back to Detroit that night.
Oh my god, these people are morons.
But spoiler alert, according to them, totally worth it.
No, I'm sure. Well, Joe will also be diving into what Amazon, the lengths Amazon is willing to go to win.
Oh, wow, I can't wait for that one. Well, Trent, that really leads into the next article.
Oh, really?
Because competition must be very ripe for Amazon, with Temu.
Oh, Temu.
And
I've
Temu.
heard tell of Temu, yes.
Yeah, we're going to be hearing about Temu, specifically the age gap in Temu consumers, the elderly getting really into Temu.
Really?
And kids, their kids are mocking them for it. But meanwhile, they're on fucking TikTok, another bullshit Chinese company. So, we'll get into that too. So
Yeah. And in my final story, the inventor of nutrition labels.
Huh.
He's old and he's still around.
He's old and he's still around. Well, that leads into the final story of the podcast. You know who else is old and still around? Major League Baseball's most notorious umpire.
Oh, wow.
He's been in the league for 30 years, and nobody can stand him.
The notorious UMP.
He was out last year, but he's back.
He was out just as I thought they were out.
And he's already making a mess.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, Trent, you want to kick us off?
Well, I'll kick us off here. Joe, this is from the Wall Street Journal.
The Wall Street Journal.
Headline: She won the 2014 Boston Marathon. She's still waiting for her $100,000.
Jesus, the golf ball. So we added there it goes. The golf. So this is our plant. We added the plant to the podcast.
Yeah.
A few episodes ago. It was a plant. It's not. It's hanging on.
No.
But we
There's
also
one
added a
sprout.
golf ball.
Yeah, and an Allen wrench.
We'll have to rethink that. Yeah, we're sort of trying to decorate. Somebody told us we need to decorate the setting a little bit.
Yeah, so we've added a plant, a golf tee,
Yeah.
an Allen wrench, and just a few seconds ago, a golf ball. But so anyway, this lady, she won the 2014 Boston Marathon. She's still waiting for her $100,000 grand prize.
Fascinating.
In October 2016, Buzunush Deba.
It's racist. That's what it is. You know Boston. They like to give it to the whites.
No, that's not it. Buzunush Deba got a phone call that changed her life. The winner of the 2014 Boston Marathon had been disqualified for doping, a friend told her.
Doping.
As the second place finisher, that meant Deba was moving up to number 1.
Wow.
So she became the winner after...
And they gave her the prize money?
Well, no.
Ah.
Nah, they're still waiting. When an email from the race's organizers confirmed the news, Deba and her husband began jumping up and down in their Bronx apartment, hugging and crying. Deba was now a Boston Marathon champion. It was her biggest ever title, the apex of her career as an elite runner. More than 7 years after that day, though,
That's kind of like the year the Lakers won the NBA Finals in the pandemic. It's like asterisk next to it, you know?
Yeah.
Big
True.
asterisk.
Right.
Does it really count?
Does it really count?
Yeah.
Well, but she's still technically the winner, and I think she deserves her prize money.
Okay. And so this is the one who's waiting for the prize money.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that was 7 years ago. And apparently the Boston Marathon was this past Monday. They ran the Boston Marathon. She's still waiting for her prize.
Now tell me this: did they pay the dope?
Well, we're getting to that.
Okay.
The winner's prize money. She's due $75,000 for the difference between first and second place. So she got $25,000, but she never got the extra.
Yeah.
That would go with
Right.
So she's also due a $25,000 bonus for breaking the women's course record. She set a record.
Oh, okay. She's the fastest woman.
The fastest woman, besides the one that was
And
besides the one that was juicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell me this: was the one that won originally? Was that actually like a trans man to woman, and that's why they were disqualified? I don't know what Massachusetts state laws. Do they consider that doping to have to transition and then win?
Well, I don't think so. But this was in 2014. Trans people didn't exist until 2 years ago.
That's true.
So officials at Boston Athletic Association, which operates the marathon, have told Deba and her husband why they haven't given her the prize money. They're still trying to reclaim it from Marita Jeptu, the original winner.
Good fucking luck. You're never gonna get that shit from her. You're not gonna get a dollar from her.
No.
It'll be like me trying to get my mattress replaced around here. It's never gonna happen. Forget it.
Yeah, it's like getting our security deposit back.
Yeah, right.
The limbo has left the couple who grew up in Ethiopia missing funds that would greatly help them and their young family. Since the 2014 Boston Marathon, Deba has taken time off from competitive running to give birth to a boy and girl. Bayi himself, that's her husband, an elite runner until he was an elite runner until he was injured. He now drives for Uber. Accounting for inflation,
a fall from grace.
Accounting for inflation, the $100,000 prize that Deba was owed in October 2016 would be worth nearly $28,000 more now.
Well, I'm sure they'll account for inflation.
I'm sure
when they get her what's rightfully hers.
Yeah. Well, the winner should. I'm sure the winner invested in.
Yeah, the winner that got the original money.
Yeah.
She'll adjust for inflation.
Right. Yeah. So they can't get the prize money back from the winner, and they never accounted for that. They never accounted for.
So I would contact like a lawyer? I don't know.
I'm sure. Yeah. Well, under rules in force at the time of Elite Running's international governing body, now called World Athletics, the prize money paid to an ineligible athlete is reallocated, quote, only if and when all the forfeited prize money has been repaid by the ineligible athlete to the relevant person or entity. So kiss that money goodbye.
Well, can they sue that person, the doper?
You would assume so, but it doesn't really get into any lawsuits or anything.
Why? Yeah, I mean, you think they would sue the person who's doping?
Yeah.
They cheated the thing, and they basically robbed the Boston Marathon of $100,000.
Right, and hasn't the Boston Marathon been through enough?
Yeah, can they catch a fucking
They
break?
can't catch a fucking break.
Every year. It just gets worse and worse every year.
So Rita Jeptu, she was the original. She was the winner that was juicing. Jeptu's agent said in a text message that he started.
Kiss my ass.
No. Jeptu's agent said in a text message that he started representing her this year and didn't know anything about 2014.
I mean,
so this agent, he goes, I had no idea my client won the Boston Marathon and was disqualified.
What? I didn't Google her name.
I did absolutely no research.
Yeah. The main number one thing she's known for. It just slipped right over.
Yeah.
I just saw a lot of good tape. Saw her on tape. She had a lot of great tape.
Yeah. No rule prevents Boston Marathon organizers from paying Deba the prize money she's owed on a purely voluntary basis, a spokesperson said.
But who's going to do that?
Yeah. Well, the BAA had net assets of $27.3 million, according to its 2022 nonprofit tax filing. So they have enough.
Nonprofit.
Yeah, that's what every nonprofit's like costs.
It's crazy.
They're worth $1 billion.
They operate just like any other business.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay everybody who works at the nonprofit.
Right.
And then, what, I don't know, you just pay everybody more. I don't know how it works.
I don't either. But they don't want to part with the 100.
Right.
So Deba and Bayi emailed BAA officials to ask about the winner's prize money starting in late October 2016. They asked the officials again in person in 2017. Quote, and Bayi said, and quote, they always said the same thing. We're working on it.
Everybody's always working on it.
Yeah.
And
Nobody
and guess what?
Yeah.
No one's working on it.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what line of business. I'm not working on it.
No.
I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
exactly.
not working on it.
No. In 2018, Deba ran the Boston Marathon again, but didn't finish. What a fall from grace.
They threw a banana peel out there.
Yeah. Still, there was no news about the prize money. She and Bayi's communications with the BAA paused during the COVID-19 pandemic.
So at that point, they go, we were working on it, but now...
with what's going on.
Well, given the state of things.
Yeah. Well, what?
The state of things?
What with the pandemic?
the state of things right now.
Yeah. One of the last exchanges they had was in late 2023. An email from the BAA representative to BAA read in part, quote, we have good news to share. We are going to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of our Boston Marathon champions and would like to invite Wuzu up to Boston for the 2024 marathon weekend. There was no mention of the 2014 prize money.
How insulting. We're flying you out to Boston to take in the sights.
To wave at the end.
Yeah. Because it's some other guy that works for the Boston Marathon whose job it is to do that.
Right.
And then she emails him back, where the fuck's my prize money?
Right.
And he goes, prize money? Let me ask my boss. Got no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, that lady.
BAA replied in part, thank you for inviting us to the dinner. First, we would like to know when you are able to pay us the prize money for her win and course record. Please let us know at your earliest convenience. The BAA replied that following Jeptu's disqualification, it was still seeking to reclaim her prize winnings. BAA and Deba declined the anniversary invitation.
Yeah, I would decline too. Yeah, throw the anniversary out, shove it up your ass.
Yeah, it sucks.
Pay me $75,000.
Right.
How hard is it to sue the lady that was proven to have defrauded the system?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't get it.
Right. Well, I mean, they're a nonprofit that's worth $27.3 million. They don't have money for a lawsuit.
Yeah, they have to hire lawyers.
Yeah,
and they don't really get anything out of it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. If you hire a lawyer, you want to win. You don't want somebody else to win.
Yeah, you don't want to help anybody else.
Wow. So I wonder if she just went to the Wall Street Journal with that. Said, boy, do I have a tale for you. Well, Trent, this is from the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
The Masochist's Guide to Disney.
Okay.
Fly there and back in a day.
Wow.
Die-hard fans try to conquer the parks in one go. Quote, everyone thinks I'm crazy. You are, and you're annoying. Molly Stafford Smith's Day in the most magical place on earth kicked off at 6 a.m. in a distinctly less enchanting locale, the Philadelphia International Airport. Philadelphia. Stafford Smith, a 22-year-old from New Jersey, terrible name, who bullshit name, who works at a financial advisory firm.
Bullshit job.
Doesn't make sense that she's working for a financial advisory firm, and this is how she's spending her time.
Right.
Had a detailed plan as she and her father took off on Spirit Airlines. Can you imagine taking your father on a Spirit Airlines trip to Disney? You're gonna put his life on the line. Flying Spirit so you could go look at Mickey Mouse?
Jesus Christ.
Why don't you grow up?
How old is this lady?
She's 22.
22, going with her father.
Going with her dad. And as she took off from Spirit Airlines, her sister logged into her Disney app from home and snagged them a coveted spot at Tron Light Cycle Run.
Oh, wow. The Tron Light Cycle Run?
Yeah, so it's all worth it.
That's really a coveted spot.
Yeah. So you got to probably snag that day of. Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. After landing, Stafford Smith and her dad took an Uber straight to Tomorrowland to board Tron, a ride in which passengers straddled the seats like a motorcycle. Then they hustled half a mile across the park, grabbed a breakfast burrito to share, and lined up for the Pirates of the Caribbean, where they waited an hour to board a weathered barge that floats by Dead Man's Cove and a town ransacked by buccaneers.
Oh, Jeez.
So far they've waited. It's like noon. They got on a flight at 6.
Yeah.
From Philly
to the Spirit
to Florida.
Airlines.
It's probably 2.5 hours.
Right.
They waited in line at Disney World. It's probably like 30 minutes, and then they waited for an hour at Pirates of the Caribbean. So far, they're about 60% waiting, 40% doing things.
Eating breakfast burrito.
They've had one breakfast burrito. A whirlwind of rides later, including a sprint to Space Mountain. It was time for their final adventure, the 8 p.m. flight home.
Jesus Christ. So what, they ride 2 rides? They went to Tron.
It's like flights like this, you wish these people would be on the flight where the door blew off, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're never so lucky.
We're never so lucky.
Yeah.
There has been a time, have you ever been on like a flight like and looked around and just been like, man, if this thing... Looked at everyone else on the flight and thought, I think this thing's going to crash. Just look at the people on these flights. These people deserve to go down.
Yeah.
And I'm probably one of them. We're all forsaken.
Well, I had a flight when I flew back home to Indiana for Christmas this past year. I had a flight where this kid was they just let the kid fucking jump up and down in the seat, and he kept pressing I still call them stewardesses, but they saw the flight attendant button, and so it beeps, it makes a noise.
Yeah,
he just kept fucking pressing that. I wanted the plane to go. I was ready to take one for the team.
Yeah, you should have. You should have rushed the cockpit. And then done what that guy who was on shrooms did in that one flight and just pressed the turn off button.
Yeah. Press the turn off button.
I thought I was in a dream. Quote, the 24-hour thing can be challenging, but it's totally doable, says Magda Santiago, a 25-year-old fitness retreat planner. Talk about bullshit job. From New Jersey, who has conquered all 4 Walt Disney World theme parks in one go.
Great.
She
Good
goes
job.
Congratulations.
It's a lady.
Making a difference. Yes, Magda. She goes to Disney. Magda. She goes to Disney World at least twice a year, usually flying Frontier Airlines. God, these guys are getting like the worst flights from like the worst places in the world.
Or they're also going to the worst place on earth.
Yeah, I know. It's hell on earth.
Yeah.
Why would anyone want to go there? It's hell on earth.
Unless you have children.
There's 100,000 snotting 5-year-olds. They shouldn't go either. I never went when I was a kid.
No, I didn't either. I had no desire to.
I asked, and my mom said no, that's not. We're not going to Disney World. So sorry, that dream's gone.
Yeah, I never had any desire to go.
I did when I was like 4.
Yeah.
And they got home between 9 and 11 p.m. that day. She carried a small backpack with a sweater and a change of clothes. Her pro tips: avoid Magic Kingdom on Mondays.
Hold on, let me get my notebook.
Yeah. Well, Trent, if you're trying to do Disneyland in one day, you get on the worst flight possible at 5 a.m. So if you're getting on a 5 a.m. flight, you're at the airport at 3 a.m.
Right.
So you're not sleeping the night before.
No.
I mean, are you going to go to bed at 10, sleep till 2? 4 hours maybe?
No,
and then fly to the airport?
Groggy. You're better up staying up.
Yeah, so then you're like Charles Lindbergh flying around the world with no sleep. I mean, you got to fly from New Jersey to Florida. And then 5 a.m.
Right.
And then fucking wait in line for a fucking hour for Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Cove.
Yeah.
And go float down that. And then you got to be, time to check in. Time to check in for our flight.
Jesus Christ.
Shoveling down a breakfast burrito, and then you're back to the airport.
Yeah. Good God.
Yeah, well... Anyway, her pro tips: avoid Magic Kingdom on Mondays.
All right.
Start with Animal Kingdom's less crowded rides, then hit Hollywood Studios. Cap it off at Epcot, margarita in hand.
With salted rim.
With salted rim. Skipping overnight stays saves big. At one of Disney's cheapest spots, All-Star Sports Resort, the median price for a standard room over the past 5 years was $210 a night, according to Lynn Tresta, president of Touring Plans, which helps visitors navigate the parks. The Grand Floridian Hotel and Spa hits nearly $1,000 a night.
Wow.
With her $1,400 annual pass in airline points, Santiago, the fitness retreat planner, again, can't reiterate enough, bullshit job, keeps trips under $150. She skips line jumping extra. Well, they say it's under $150, but you're paying $1,500 a year for this pass at Disney World.
Oh, they have a pass. They pay for a pass.
Yeah, $1,500 pass.
Jesus Christ almighty.
God forbid we shell out $200 for a hotel room and go out at night and have dinner.
Right.
And some drinks. Stay an extra day, walk around the next day, and then catch a flight. Have some semblance of a normal human trip somewhere.
Right. But I just don't get the appeal of any of this.
Neither do I.
But Yeah, I mean, what's the appeal of going to Disney World more than once?
Well, even if you're obsessed with Disney,
You ride the ride one time, you go, oh, wow. That was
rides really have nothing to do with any of the movies. I know some of the movies are based on rides,
Yeah.
but there's no ride representation in any of the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're into if you're just into Disney, you may not be into roller coasters. I don't get it. It doesn't really seem like it has anything to do with the movies.
No.
Besides just fucking
The characters.
Daffy Duck walking around. But who the fuck, what's that going to do? You know what I mean? What is fucking giant plush
you
Daffy
say hello
Duck?
to fucking Daffy Duck. Get a picture, get him Daffy Duck's autograph.
You're going to wake up at 3 in the fucking morning. I got to fly down to Florida to say hi to Daffy Duck. Because I've got 16 brain cells and somebody hit me on the head with a fucking
say hello to
plank.
Daffy Duck. Hop on the Tron ride.
on
So
the Tron ride.
that's my weekend. That's
Yeah.
that's my Saturday.
Oh, why am I doing that? Well, yeah, I was actually lobotomized in 2017. And
I grew up in a house filled with lead paint. So
yeah, lead
gotta go
paint.
say hi to Daffy Duck.
I used to shove bars of lead up my own asshole while I watched Mickey Mouse Playhouse Club on Disney Channel. They shouldn't let me have a credit card. They shouldn't let me leave the house. None of these people should be allowed to leave the house so much as get on 2 flights in one day and go.
Yeah, they shouldn't be allowed to leave. They should be locked up, as far as I'm concerned.
If I worked at these hotels losing out on all this money, I would say good riddance. I don't want you in here stinking up fucking Floridian Grand Hotel. And your fucking bright neon Disney suit and your fucking hat with the twirly things that spin around.
Yeah.
All these Disney adults ought to be fucking sent to Guantanamo and waterboarded.
Yeah, they should be fucking. The whole place should be fucking carpet bombed.
You know, I'm with DeSantis. Shut it down. What the fuck are you trying to do? I'm not a fan of DeSantis, but I think I'm all the way with him on the Disney thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what his problem was. He goes, shut it down. He goes, shut it down.
They're pissing me off.
They're pissing me off.
That's as good as Reese's in here.
Yeah, fuck him. Oh my god, I should be caught.
Well, speaking of people that pissing me off, this is from the Wall Street Journal, Joe.
Oh, Wall Street Journal.
Headline: What Amazon will do to win?
The funniest. Anything. Blood.
Inside a secret war room to crack Trader Joe's code.
What? Is that a competitor?
Well, they're making them a competitor.
Yeah, because they're trying to get into every business possible.
Well, it's
Evil.
Yeah, they're evil. When Amazon was working on a new private label food brand called Wickedly Prime,
Fuck off.
members of the team pitched management this vision for the brand: to replicate the top 200 items sold at Trader Joe's, the grocery store chain with a rabid fan following. Also, I can imagine being a fan of a grocery store.
It's sad. It's like it's worse than Disney.
Oh yeah, but we live in New York. Everybody loves Trader Joe's because they're.
It's not everybody. You know what it is? Trader Joe's. It's for chicks. It's for women. It's women love Trader Joe's. They go there and they get
Right.
they get food. It's made up food. It's
Yeah.
not. Have you ever been?
I
It's like
went-
the
I went
Szechuan
with-
popsicles. It's
Yeah.
like this isn't. What is this?
Yeah, when I first moved here, I went with my ex-girlfriend to Trader Joe's, and it was so crowded. I go, we got to get out of here.
It's a nightmare. It's crowded. People like running around.
I
I'm always
can't
in the
do-
way.
I go, I
People
can't
like,
do it.
excuse me, I'm trying to get the spicy almond waffle butter. I'm sorry, I'm in the way. They're grabbing the bullshit made up butter. How about just fucking butter?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. When I go to the grocery store, all I want is one thing: goddamn purple Doritos.
Well, every time I go to Trader Joe's, I can't find any semblance of normal.
No, it's all
groceries
their
either.
own stuff.
It's all their own bullshit. There's no like meat or produce. It's all
Bullshit.
just like
Fuck
frozen, like Szechuan chicken pot sticker bites.
Yeah. Well, to help,
The hell with them all.
down with everything.
No more Disney World and no more Trader Joe's. Everyone needs to grow up.
Well, Amazon, they want to take Trader Joe's down. They're trying to rip off all the Trader Joe's items.
Why is it never enough with these people?
It's never enough. It's
have-
evil.
they mix
Everyone's just pure evil now.
$1 trillion. They're not even
the world
pretending
is
to be
evil.
nice.
It's pure evil. Evil incarnate.
It's always been evil, but they used to pretend to be nice.
yeah, exactly. There's
Yeah.
no pretending anymore. The mask is off.
Yeah.
And sometimes the mask is still on. The N95 mask, that is.
Oh, okay.
To help in its quest, the team. By the way, the only people still wearing masks now, protective PPE, I call it.
Yeah, PPE.
Yeah, it's either the weakest or most dangerous members of our society.
What do you mean by that? Weakest or dangerous?
It's either a little old Japanese lady or a guy you shouldn't make eye contact with.
Really? Who are these guys with the masks? I don't know these guys.
Just like on the train, you never seen like a fucking crazy guy. He's got 6 masks on.
Like a schizophrenic guy.
People that didn't get the memo that
like a guy who hasn't left his house since 2020. And he's there's a like quasi like famous guy, just stand-up comedian. It's quite like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just like a 46-year-old white guy,
right?
Who's just
he's
got 6 masks. He hasn't showered in 2 years.
Yeah. Well, to help in its quest, the Amazon team recruited a senior manager from Trader Joe's snack foods business. The recruit wasn't told specifically what she'd be working on when Amazon conducted her interview in 2015. But during her first week, she walked into a conference room at headquarters with brown paper covering the windows and door to ensure privacy. And she started piecing things together. The mysterious conference room was filled with boxes of Trader Joe's snack foods piled high on shelves, which Amazon had bought up to study for its own brand.
Jesus Christ.
This alarmed the employee, who was eventually told she was hired to help create the product assortment for Wickedly Prime.
I wanted to work at Wickedly Prime.
The problem was that Trader Joe's secrets were well guarded. The grocery doesn't offer online shopping, so there's less known about the company's top sellers than about products sold by retailers that sell online, which have customer reviews. Much of what Trader Joe's sells, it makes itself. Interesting concoctions that fly off shelves, like cinnamon bun spread and rosemary croissant croutons.
This is what I'm saying. It's like,
that's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
Bullshit food.
It's bullshit food.
Amazon wasn't.
Go to a real grocery store.
Amazon
buy a fucking steak and a baked potato.
Right.
That's all I like to eat.
Amazon wasn't sure exactly which 200 items to copy.
Where do we begin?
But a manager on the team was determined that their new employee would help them figure that out.
So is this because Amazon owns Whole Foods, right? Is that part of that?
They own Whole Foods, yeah, but they also have like their own Amazon Go stores where you just take a product, and instead of going to the register and interacting with somebody, you just walk out.
And then it just takes out of your fucking e-wallet?
It takes out of your e-wallet.
Walk out and they go,
takes out of your e-wallet.
Cha-ching.
Yeah. But then I may be...
You walk out and you go, no human contact. I love shopping at Amazon Go.
Right, exactly. But I believe there was a recent story, and I don't know the full details, but it turns out they just had people in India watching the camera, and then they would ring up what you grabbed. Yeah.
That seems so like needless. It seems like they're pretending like they have this cool algorithm, and really they just have like a huge like boardroom of Indian people.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. A part of Amazon's success is a cutthroat culture where employees are incentivized to win to an unusual degree. Amazon uses
pure evil.
Yeah, Amazon uses stack ranking, grading employees against each other and cutting the bottom 6% of performers each year.
Jesus Christ.
New employees get the majority of their restricted stock units paid in their 3rd and 4th year at the company, which can mean they never receive them, since there is a notoriously high employee turnover at Amazon.
Divide, conquer. Pit them against each other. Watch them wallow in the mud.
Yeah. Amazon is the number 1, 2, and 3 player in a staggering number of industries, from e-commerce to cloud computing, whatever the fuck that means, giving the company unrivaled access to partner, seller, and even competitor data.
But you know what? It's not enough.
It's not enough. More.
More.
An intense culture combined with unparalleled leverage and data across industries has made Amazon one of the most powerful and most feared companies in business history. Well beyond snacks, Amazon's private label employees for years have looked at the proprietary proprietary data of its third-party sellers on Amazon.com to reverse engineer best sellers and undercut them on pricing. So they have like independent sellers, like the people like an independent bookstore will sell books from the back.
Yeah.
And Amazon looks at all that stuff and goes, how can we make this cheaper for us? And we make the same stuff and make it cheaper.
God.
So they do that. So after this, back to the Trader Joe's. After stumbling upon the secret Trader Joe's room at Amazon's Seattle headquarters, things only became more stressful for the former Trader Joe's employee. For 6 months, her manager hounded her for information about the grocer's best-selling product.
What do you mean? I mean, well, she works for Amazon now.
She works for Amazon, yeah. But, you don't really be a turncoat.
Well, you also don't want to
sell
be
out.
duped into thinking you have some other job, and then you go there and
Yeah.
they go, tell us, what is that? What is in the croissant cinnamon
Right.
basil rolls?
Right, yeah. It's like...
Well, they put crack in all those things. All those things are like addictive.
Yeah.
So people buy all this product. They keep buying them because they're like, they think about them in the middle of the day.
Right. Well, she tried...
Nicotine. They're all sprinkled with nicotine.
She tried to deflect, but the pressure kept ratcheting up. Finally, the manager demanded that the employee email any documents she had kept from her time at Trader Joe's to another colleague on the team.
Wow.
She emailed over an Excel spreadsheet that detailed Trader Joe's top-selling items nationally over the course of a week. It contained the number of units sold per item over that time period. Her manager didn't stop with the sales data.
Well, didn't she sign like NDAs with Trader Joe's? She even allowed
Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't really say. He also demanded that she share Trader Joe's margins for each product.
It's not enough. I need to know the margin.
I need more. And I'm going to get it out of you.
Then she just in like a fucking interrogation room?
Yeah, it's like Gitmo.
Yeah, pretty much. They go, and what about the margins, Leslie?
Yeah. She's got a fucking...
How do they make the
single
toaster
light.
strudels?
She's got a single light on her.
How'd they sell?
When she refused, her manager angrily screamed at her, quote, "You just have to give us the data."
You just have to give us the data. She's just holding up.
That's insane. It's insane.
He's holding up a box of Szechuan chicken pops in a dark room with a light over her head.
Raspberry
She's got
croissant.
a cigarette just burning in the ashtray.
Yeah, he's crumpling up raspberry croissant croutons and throwing it in her face.
Yeah. Talk. They're playing good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
They got another guy coming in there, and like we just, we love what you did, and we love what you do here.
The employee had been pressured for months, burst into tears, but she declined to share the margin data. She didn't crack. She didn't crack. She's like John McCain. She didn't crack.
Yeah, well, she got caught though. So
She got caught.
I don't like people who get caught.
Yeah, I don't like Trader Joe's employees that get caught.
Yeah.
So, in meetings with senior leaders, Jeff Bezos would describe a world where. So basically, then it gets into Amazon as a monopoly, and nobody really gives a fuck.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah. But in meetings with senior leaders, Bezos would describe a world where customers didn't visit Amazon.com once a month for various items like paper towels and batteries. Instead, Amazon would become embedded in the customer's lifestyle.
Jesus Christ.
Bezos came to call this the daily habit.
Jesus. Why is he so evil?
Which would make Amazon an
insane.
essential part of people's lives in both implicit and explicit ways. The company dissected habits that people formed, like watching videos or listening to music, and decided that whatever those categories were, Amazon needed to be in them.
It's crazy. Like, I don't know.
but-
Also, what happened to monopoly laws? Like,
They don't give a fuck.
yeah. Well, I guess it's the opposite. You want to get in everything.
It's like jaywalking. It's illegal, but we don't enforce it anymore. So, but remember when Amazon just it started out as selling books.
Yeah, he had this little like, look at me, I'm just a little dork with my books, but he's
Yeah.
had this evil scheme for years. Do you see it in his eyes?
Years.
This guy is pure evil. You look in his eyes,
Yeah.
and you know that he's had this vision for a long time, and I think I know where it's actually going. It's going to corporate fascism, where he's in control of the whole world, and
Yeah.
Amazon runs everything. We all work for Amazon,
Right.
and all the products are from Amazon.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission,
Oh, yeah.
chair, Lena Khan, she said early on in her career, she saw parallels between Amazon and Standard Oil and viewed
Yeah, no
Bezos as a modern-day Rockefeller. The showdown between Amazon and regulators isn't dissimilar to what befell Standard Oil more than a century ago when the oil giant was forced to break up. Though the question remains, will the same fate befall Amazon?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
No.
The
answer's no.
They're going to clearly learn from
Yeah.
the past. If you don't think they got lobbyists in every fucking nook and cranny on Capitol Hill, you're out of your mind.
Yeah. Well, in the midst of these assaults, Amazon continues to forge ahead, seeking new areas to spread its tentacles.
Jesus Christ.
As regulators around the world decry the company as being too big, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy has told his senior leaders it isn't big enough. Jassy recently told his deputies that Amazon could become a $10 trillion company, the world's largest by valuation, over the next decade. So we have that to look forward
He's like
to.
Hitler. He's like it's never enough.
No, it's
now
never
we got to go
enough.
to the Soviet
The world
Union.
is never enough.
His generals are going, I don't know.
I think we're good.
yeah. There's more. Oh, boy.
More, God damn it.
Yeah, I think Bezos is on the same fucking binnies and uppers that Hitler was on. But really, honestly, I don't want to slander any names. Hitler is not nearly as bad as Bezos in comparison. All right, so this is from the Wall Street Journal, and this is so talk about competitors for Amazon.
Right.
What do you know about Temu? I don't know.
It's a
like
Chinese giant from China.
It's kind of like a Chinese Amazon.
It's a Chinese Amazon. It's all for cheaper than Amazon, I think.
It's like nickels on the dollar.
yeah.
For this
well,
stuff.
it's clearly sweatshop workers,
Oh,
poor
yeah.
Chinese kids.
They don't get into that.
They don't get into that. Why would they? It's only the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, it's the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, so
We're not really concerned about ethics here. Well, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Generation split over Temu deals. Chinese e-retailer hooks mom and dad, kids mock. Tanya Mullins Mobley, bullshit name, was surfing the web for Arizona Cardinals gear, bullshit team, when she stumbled across an ad for Temu, the Chinese online marketplace app known for ultra discounts. She couldn't believe the low prices. These days, Mullins Mobley, who's 53 and works for a cell phone carrier, jokes that she's, quote, having an affair with the app.
Oh, God.
She buys clothing, including T-shirts.
all
with
her family has to pretend to laugh at that when she says it.
Yeah, 100. No. They're having an intervention.
Yeah.
She buys T-shirts with Bible quotes for her daughter.
Jesus
Yeah, her
Christ.
daughter definitely wants that. She started a sunglasses company, picking up pairs from Temu for $3 and selling them around for $15.
Jesus.
Is that even legal? I don't even know. Her 19-year-old daughter, Angeline Moby. Imagine being 19 with the name Angeline. That's cross to bear.
Angeline. I like it.
Like Angeline?
Angeline. No,
Mobley.
you don't know what you're doing to me.
You don't know what you're doing to me, honey.
Oh, you're driving me up the fucking wall.
You're barely legal. Yikes. Isn't impressed, to say the least. Angeline recently made a TikTok in which she begged viewers to take the Temu app away from her mother. In fact, any mother, quote, especially ASAP, stat, she said she hit a chord. Quote, my mom bought 57 of the same spatulas because they were 3 cents, one commenter commiserated. Mullins Moby, the mom, just isn't phased. Quote, you can laugh all you want, but I'm shopping like a billionaire, she says, quoting Tumi's
fuck you.
company's tagline.
Stupid bitch.
She's a stupid bitch. But also, all these kids are like, my mom is addicted to Temu on
Right.
TikTok.
Right, yeah.
They're literally
There's-
addicted to a different Chinese app.
Right.
But at least they're not bringing a bunch of fucking annoying spatulas. in
3
the house.
cent spatulas.
I would rather
They're
hear
giving us all-
TikToks playing all day than see a
give us all
fucking
cancer.
50 spatulas that I'm going to flip burgers with and microplastic my fucking organs into fucking early erosion, fucking early grave. Timo wants to put me in the fucking rake me of my mortal coil. Temu has made its parent PPD China's most valuable e-commerce company, and it is now one of the fastest growing online retailers for American consumers thanks to its dizzying array of discount products, from handbags to electronics to kitchen gadgets such as collapsible funnels, 3-tier electric food steamer. The app is a particular hit with old shoppers, a development that
That's
is
interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't know that either. And Gen Zs are roasting their moms, dads, grandma, and uncles as Temu victims, saying they are buying cheap and sometimes useless stuff from the site.
Well, those kids, they haven't lived long enough to learn the value of a dollar.
Yeah. They definitely don't know the value of a minute. Of an hour. Tales of Temu merch taking over homes now abound across America. Anya Lewis, a 19-year-old college freshman in Pennsylvania, describes her mom as a, quote, Temu warlock. When Lewis came home from college in February, she discovered her mom had redecorated her room using Temu, covering the space with matching pink linens and curtains that say, "Hello, gorgeous."
Oh my god! Everything
It's also tacky, too.
They all they sell is dog shit.
Yeah, they sell cheap dog shit that's speeding up global warming by maybe like 400%. and is clogging up your house.
Yeah.
And there's like literally maybe 1 million sweatshop people in Thailand getting like actual whips.
Right.
Just like a guy whipping, maybe
Yeah.
real slaves. I don't even think they're being
100%.
slaves.
Yeah.
The slaves are in cahoots with Bezos probably.
Well, I mean, you think about like a company like Apple, where they had to hang up nets to stop their workers from committing suicide.
How are they selling like 3-cent spatulas?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like how
It's-
can the plastic be
Oh
that cheap?
my God.
And everything else.
It would make you throw up if you ever saw what was happening.
Even if it's a penny a spatula to make, they're only making 2 pennies.
Yeah. Oh, it'd make you sick to your stomach. It'd be,
I think
this would be an
the-
absolute nightmare.
Whatever they're doing,
It's wrong.
it's so wrong. Yeah, it's absolutely wrong.
It's horrendous.
I'm with the kids not because it's cringe,
Right.
Which it is,
Yeah.
but it's also just, geez.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
where is the
bad.
government? Well, okay, young people using a Chinese app,
Right.
and we're banning that because they could turn our data over to the Chinese government. Fine, but Temu is getting all the old people's data. If you're telling me you're not going to get data from fucking Tracy
Right.
Horgans in Minneapolis buying fucking
Right.
1800 fucking pancake griddles
Yeah.
for 16
Yeah,
cents.
you have to give them your credit card information.
These old people, they're giving them, the social security number.
Yeah.
They're giving them everything. They're sending fucking pictures of their house and shit,
Yeah.
and they're setting up an account. They
Right.
have there's like accounts you can have,
Yeah.
and you get points. So they've got they've got their
Points.
ass.
You get
Yeah.
points for everything now.
Yeah,
I'm sick of
I'll
it.
cut to the end of it because we get the idea. But quote, I check Temu every day. This is one of the moms. If not every 2 days, and I have to be honest, it's embarrassing. Thompson says her son, she adds, has accused her of being addicted, but so be it. It doesn't bother me that he teases me. She says, it bothers me to pay more money.
Christ almighty.
But she talked about using her like Temu points before that.
Yeah.
And they've got their fucking ass, dude. But yeah, what are they doing to make that I mean, those.
Oh, I mean, I can't even imagine.
It's probably like something out of that, that trailer for that new Godzilla King Kong movie. Well, the movie came out.
Yeah.
But the scene where they both jump into that like hole in the ocean and
Yeah.
it goes down into like the pit.
Yeah.
Or like an orc pit from Lord of the Rings.
Right.
I'm picturing
Yeah.
like an orc pit.
Yeah, an orc
like,
pit.
Like mud, like people like ripping
Oh,
down trees. There's like giants that we don't know about. They're
Yeah,
like ripping down
yeah.
trees. And just people and the products are getting birthed out of like a weird.
Oh, they're just making a
goopy-
bunch of fucking squelching
There's like a
noises.
Sauron guy with a fucking crystal.
Oh, jeez, it'll make you sick to your fucking stomach. I'm losing my appetite now. But speaking of food, this has been a kind of a rather negative episode, and it started off negative. This is I don't know if I like this guy or I don't like him. I'm on the fence.
Who's that?
This is the inventor of the nutrition label.
Oh, okay.
This is from the Wall
I
Street
think
Journal.
that's probably a positive thing.
I think it's a positive thing, but there's some
But he
things.
molested a child.
No. Don't besmirch.
I won't besmirch. He's a nutritionist
This
man.
is from the Wall Street Journal.
It was just a joke.
Father of nutrition labels doesn't count his own calories. Attorney,
what?
Attorney Peter.
I don't count my calories. What are you gonna crucify this guy?
Attorney Peter Barton Hutt left his mark on hundreds of millions of U.S. food products. Peter Barton Hutt doesn't care what food you buy as long as you know what's in it. He introduced America to the nutrition label, the fine print on food and drinks that reveals the number of calories in that of a pint of vanilla ice cream or how much fruit juice is really in that juice drink. He also decreed the label's type size, no smaller than 1/16 of an inch. Technically,
So we've only had this for like what, 5 years or something? Like how long have we had? Is this in the 90s or 80s?
I'm sure it says here somewhere, but I don't remember. It's been around for a while. Technically, I didn't write a single regulation, Hutt said. I dictated. The 89-year-old lawyer doesn't know how to type. His secretary takes occasional dictation, he said, and he is reluctantly learning how to use dictation software. 2 decades ago, his law firm Covington & Burling threw a retirement party for him and some colleagues. He used the occasion to declare he'd keep working, quote, unless you throw me out of the firm, in which case I will go across the street and practice food and drug law with a competitor.
Why does every lawyer refuse to retire?
I know.
My stepdad's a lawyer, and he's gonna work till he dies.
Yeah.
Like I ask him if he's ever gonna retire, and
Right.
he's like, I don't know, no.
Yeah.
Like none of them ever retire.
No, they don't.
I think they'll die if they stop.
Yeah, that's probably right. Everybody. But I love that his law firm clearly trying to push him out. They threw a retirement party.
That's all right. I just glazed over that. They threw a retirement
This was at a
party. And
retirement
he's like,
party.
yeah, I'm not retiring.
Yeah, he goes, I'm going to keep working. So I either stay here or I go across the street.
He has an announcement at the end of the retirement.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a speech.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to return this gold watch you gave me.
They
I'm
just
not
start taking down the streamers.
I'm not accepting it.
Wow.
The origins of Hutt's passion reach back to childhood. His dad owned a retail dairy outside of Buffalo, New York, where Hutt scrubbed floors and made milkshakes. At 16, he was a milkman, making deliveries and exercising responsibility.
Wow.
That's one of my dream jobs,
To be a milkman?
to be a milkman.
Well, it's not really a job anymore.
No, it's not a job.
But you were famously born in the wrong time.
100%, because my two dream jobs, I believe we discussed this on the podcast, a lighthouse operator,
Yeah.
and second would probably be milkman.
Well, one lighthouse operator would keep you away from people, which is good for you.
Yes.
But milkman, you'd be really the brunt of the action.
The milkman, well, sure.
But you could fuck all the wives. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I would fuck all the
Now,
wives.
I've had a recent fantasy of becoming a postman because
Yes.
think about it. It requires no skill. You got to walk around, you stay in shape all day.
Right.
And it's like the benefits are crazy good.
Yeah.
The pay is good. And if you do like 20, 25 years, you retire, boom, pension. Rest
Right.
of your life, pension.
Exactly,
I've got
exactly.
half of mine to drop, hang it all up, and become a postman.
Postman, it doesn't sound bad.
Doesn't sound bad. Good gig.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you get to listen to music and stuff when you're walking around.
Oh,
I don't know if
yeah,
that's
you
against
could listen
the regulated or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you know what you don't want to do?
What's
Work
that?
at the post office.
No.
You got to be out.
Yeah. Isn't it a crazy
It's great,
difference?
It's the great divide.
Oh my God, it's night and day. It's crazy how bad it would be in the post office.
Yeah. That's
Even if you had to cover a shift, I would quit. I'd kill myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
No, you go postal.
I can't even be in
no,
there
you
for-
go postal. There's a whole saying about
Yeah,
it.
there is. I can't be in there for 7.5 minutes.
Yeah. While at the FDA, Hutt also legitimized off-label drug use. That too grew from life experience. In 1967, his older brother was in a coma with a brain tumor at age 36. Doctors said he had only 10 days to live. One doctor told Hutt that a particular steroid medication might ease the brain swelling. It wasn't approved for that use, but the doctor said he could prescribe it. Hutt agreed. His brother gained consciousness and went home to his wife and 4 children. He lived for another 10 months. So
I'm confused as to what this story is about.
it's just giving his life, this guy's life.
why would I care? What do I care?
I don't either.
Did he do something bad or
No,
wrong?
he's refused to retire. He's old and he created the nutrition label and
They talk about that?
not really. But we'll wrap it up here. Hutt isn't picky about what he eats. Some nights he stops at Five Guys for dinner.
About what he eats?
He stops at Five Guys for dinner. Their hamburgers are terrific, and he loves hot dogs.
Sounds like a good American man, this guy.
The only so yeah, he eats like shit, and he's lived forever, and he won't retire.
Wait, what was the headline? Like, wasn't it that he's bad or something?
He doesn't count his calories, so I think it's just the story that he eats.
Oh, that he eats hot dogs.
He eats hot
The whole
dogs.
story
Loves vanilla milkshakes.
I thought you were in the middle. I was like, what the fuck is this going? I was like, why am I hearing about this guy? Fucking crusty old lawyer who won't retire. It's like, oh my God. All right, we'll
The
wrap it up with
whole
this.
thing was pointless.
It was pointless. God love you, but it was pointless. All right. Well,
Well, I didn't write the article.
no, I know. I know. But I wrote this one. No, this is from the Wall Street Journal. This is our last
Sure.
article for the episode. Major League Baseball's most notorious umpire is back.
Oh wow,
I didn't know about this guy. Angel Hernandez.
Angel Hernandez.
Angel
he sounds like a
Hernandez.
baseball player.
Well, he's an umpire. He's back. Has become one of baseball's most talked about figures over the past 3 decades, all for the wrong reasons. A Major League Baseball umpire since 1991, the 62-year-old Hernandez is infamous among fans for his low-light reel of spectacularly blown calls and propensity for getting himself into bizarre situations with alarming frequency.
Jesus Christ. but does he eat at Five Guys? That's what I want to know.
It's a pointless article. I don't even know if he counts his calories or if he likes hot dogs. When is this guy going to retire? Honestly, this guy, after missing much of 2023 with an injury, Hernandez has returned and has wasted no time making his presence felt.
Oh, great.
Less than a month into his season, several of his perplexing rulings have already gone viral. The situation reached a nadir, which I've never heard that term, recently when Hernandez punched out Texas Rangers rookie Wyatt Langford on 3 consecutive pitches out of the strike zone. So I think that when they say punched out, he struck him out. Like he didn't.
I thought he punched him.
I read it as he punched him.
Yeah.
I reread it a couple times. So he called 3 strikes in a row and said, "You're out."
Yeah.
But literally none of them were strikes. They were all like outside of the strike zone.
Right. So how does this guy still have? What does he have? Tenure?
Well, the union.
The union.
They
The
can't get rid
umpire
of him.
union.
They can't get rid of him. The union. He's union, baby. He's protected.
Wow.
Well, he has to.
We're anti-union. We're pro-squatter.
yeah, exactly. Well, what's crazy is he's not even like one of the worst umpires. He's like in like the top half of umpires. but he's like the most everyone talks about him the most.
Really?
Like he is the worst.
Do you think it's because he has a cool name, Angel Hernandez?
It is a cool name. I think he does like more. He has like bigger moments, so like
more theatrical.
Through Hernandez, though Hernandez may not be objectively the worst umpire in baseball, there's little doubt he's the most controversial and, fairly or not, the most scrutinized. According to data from Close Call Sports, Hernandez performs around league average when it comes to having calls overturned by replay. His ejection totals also rank below league average. Those ejections just tend to be higher profile. A search of Hernandez's name on YouTube yields an unending stream of montages of his most puzzling decisions. Umpire Auditor has an entire TikTok playlist devoted to Hernandez's follies, highlighting the general perception about his abilities. Players have long voiced their displeasure about Hernandez, too. In 2017, the MLB fined Detroit Tigers infielder Ian Kinsler $10,000 for telling reporters that Hernandez needs to find another job. A year later, New York Yankees pitcher CC Sabathia blasted MLB for giving Hernandez a playoff assignment, describing him as as absolutely terrible.
Wow.
In Game 3 of that series between the Yankees and Boston Red Sox, Hernandez had 3 of his calls at first base overturned by replay.
Wow.
I
think they too much replay.
Too much replay. Well, all these guys, they can't see anything. I mean, who can envision an imaginary box? It's like even when you're a professional and that's your job, you're still like, it all happens so fast.
Right.
And there's like an invisible box you're looking at.
Yeah.
The question is, why is it not all automated? Well, they're working on it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's what we need, more automation in the world.
We do for this, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, these guys are idiots. They're pissing everybody off. They watch the game. It's like tennis. There's a line judge, but they have spot shot challenges on everything.
Yeah.
Or it's like they just know if it's out immediately. Like there's sensors to just call it out. You know what I mean? And it makes the game go faster. These fucking idiots fucking everything up.
Sure.
So before long, MLB could have a solution for Hernandez and its other umpiring problems. In some minor leagues, baseball is testing an automated system to call balls and strike technology known as the robo-ump.
Whoa. So soon the MLB will be saying to umpires, "You're out."
That's exactly right, Trent. And that, I say, good riddance. Yep.
Well.
So the robo-ump is coming.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. But that has been another episode of Echo Chamber Podcast.
It has, my friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe, rate, review, tell all your friends, share the podcast.
All that bullshit.
Yep. As always, this is Trent Mabry signing off.
And this is Joe Nunnick signing out. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.